Hello all. I wanted to give you guys an update about the Pottstown Firebirds preposition. What's the latest on that, as well as not only make a small book reading, but on top of everything, do a little bit of more memorabilia items that we're able to acquire one way or the other. But as I stated one day, the main goal was to have the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, actually display some of these items. But for now, sharing with the world, and as always, I'm always looking for new items. If you know someone with anything, please let me know. Also, whenever the Pottstown Historical Society opens, I know that they have a small exposition there with programs in things of the nature. So if you're ever around town and you have time to check it out, and once this coronavirus situation relieves a little bit of the situation, then feel free to take a trip down memory lane or to discover the team for the first time that was featured, like I said, in NFL films, to books, and many other media outlets that throughout the years talked about the Firebirds, including the New York Times, Washington Post, of course, the Pottstown Mercury, and things of the nature. Also, I wanted to acknowledge some things really quick. I wanted to thank Mr. Dave Mercer. He was the one that, while we were having a conversation about 3 months ago, came up with the idea that there was nothing in town that allowed the memory of the Firebirds to be displayed or to be make people aware they will travel around town. So these are the originally came from him. I also wanted to give a thank you to some former players, Greg Berger, Bill Stets. There's just some of them that I'd like to acknowledge. Bill Stets, another one. Also check out his canes. He's going back to active to make in-made country canes, walking canes, things of the nature. If you also have another requests, aside from those, you might be able to take it. Check out the Pottstown Firebirds .org website, which has a tab in there that will give you more information, and his contact email in there if you want to be in touch with him. Okay, he will be able to let you know about quotes, prices, things of that nature. Okay. Also, I wanted to acknowledge really quick the Pottstown Mayor, Miss Stephanie Enrick. Thank you so much for everything you have done so far. It's not like it's a political advertisement, vote for her or anything like that, but I would sell myself and herself short if I was to think that anything could happen in terms of the sign without her. So we all are very appreciative of all the efforts that you have done so far, okay? Mr. Cavallo, I also don't want to forget him. One of the former ball boys have been really in good place. I also want to thank Mr. Paul, as he's been on one of the council members within Pottstown, and regarding the quick update on it. So the last email I got from Miss Enrique, the mayor of Pottstown, she said they will discuss on February the 3rd. They're going to have a meeting about the preposition more in detail, and then the following week on February the 8th, they'll have their monthly meeting where they pass or not certain prepositions, and the one regarding to the Pottstown Firebirds will then be in place. Once that happens, so I get the approval, hopefully, on the 8th, and I think the meeting will be on Zoom. If anyone wants to attend, just go to the City of Pottstown website. I think they will post a link later on in one of the coming dates for it. If you want to attend, feel free to do so. I most likely will do so as well. Sometimes they're interesting, sometimes they're not. Depends what they're talking about, depends what is your area of interest, okay? But regarding to Firebirds, there will be a very interesting one. So that's that with that. There's 2 locations that we're talking about, most likely one near the park where there's already a polling place with light fixtures. I think that's the best thing, where we only need to take care of actually making the sign. Upon the approval, I will get all the details, the size of the sign, things of that nature, the way the bracket needs to be, and then I will contact PZCO Signs from Pottstown once again to get exactly quote of how much that's going to cost. And then we can try to run some type of fundraiser. But either way, that is the list of my concerns when we get to that point, okay? But that I will share details as they keep coming, okay? So I wanted to make sure that I'll let you guys about that, let you know about that. So first things first. So one of the items that I stated on the video when I did the memorabilia video that I had, that I have is this helmet. It is regarding, so as you see, this helmet, a lot of hit marks, okay? So many hit marks to the point where the coating of red is starting to peel off, to come off, okay? So you see old school lineman helmet inside with a webbing pad, the really old school with Pottstown number in there, number 70. Okay. So as you see, it marks everywhere. And what's interesting about this helmet, that's the back of it, Cryolite made by Rydell, okay? What's interesting about this helmet more than anything else is that, as you notice, some of you guys, we talked about it, you've seen some photos of it, the Firebirds used the old Eagles uniforms. Well, that was in the 69 and 70 season, not in the 68 season. That was the old equipment of the Philadelphia Bulldogs of the CFL. So from 65, 66, when they won the CFL championship, they wore these helmets. As a matter of fact, Paul Saracel kept this helmet with him for the length of time, and then when in 68 played for the Firebirds, there's actually some photos that show this exact helmet of him wearing it. He was a lineman, therefore the lineman face mask that you see on the helmet, the longer ones compared to the shorter single bar that many players, or double bar that many players used to have back then, especially the defensive backs, quarterbacks, safeties. All those positions will have most likely the single or double bar, kickers, punters, all those things, okay? So that's that. I got it originally from one of the auction houses, directly from the player when he first had it listed on that auction website. So then we get to this little yet big item, probably the biggest one in the history of the Firebirds, and that is no other, no less than the championship ring. Okay, so as you see on this side of the ring, you got the eagle, the logo of the Firebirds, you got the logo of the ACFL, and then on the other face, you got the scores, and I know it gets a little bit hard to see, but it gets the logo of the helmet, the Eagles helmet, and you get the scores of the 69 and the 1970 championship. On top, you got greenstone, again the helmet, and then reads Pennsylvania Firebirds. Okay, this was Ed Gruber's idea to really reward the team. 10-karat gold championship ring made by Balfour. So extremely exquisite, extremely rare, and probably the most rewarding item of them all that might exist. Now, to finish it off, I'm gonna go ahead read a short passage of the Timeless Victors, the book that is still some signed copies left. Okay, so as you see, that's the book. Okay, there's still some signed copies. If you want to dedicate it, let me know. You can find it on eBay, or you can find it with no fees, no tax, free shipping on pottstownfirebirds.org, as well as hoodies sizes medium, large, and XL still available. Okay, so just let me know if you want a combo deal. Let me know as well on it. Okay, so I'm going to read this quick passage, chapter 18, page 115, and it talks about the letter. Okay, so I'm going to quickly read it for you guys, and then just let me know. I'm always available at my email is bruno at pottstownfirebirds.org. Okay, all right. Head coach Dave, the letter. Head coach Dave DiFilippo wasn't expecting what he encountered one day in the mail. It was a letter from NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle. He was congratulating the Firebirds for having one of the finest organizations in professional football. In any given Sunday, there were 7 other NFL teams the Firebirds would no doubt beat. He had seen footage that Steve Sable had in the middle of the 1970 season. Greg Berger, former Firebirds player, recounts that his letter was read and passed around in the locker room to the very pride of everyone. As finally the NFL had recognized the talent the team had, something the Firebirds had already displayed on the field by picking some of the players to play with the Eagles. Just to finish off that chapter and to wrap it a little bit, understand that the Firebirds had requested several times throughout the duration of their affiliation with the Eagles. So for roughly, take it or leave it, about 2 seasons, several times there was many requests, not only from the Firebirds players, but the Firebirds organization and Mr. Ed Gruber, the owner, to have an exhibition game against the Eagles, which was constantly refused. And the reason for it was that the Eagles were actually not that great back then. They were an NFL team, but they weren't the best NFL team that was around, and there was a lot of fear and a lot of turmoil and a lot of rumors that would indicate that actually the Firebirds would have enough talent, firepower to win exhibition game against the Eagles, and that would be not the best PR advertisement for them. So they kept refusing that event to have occurred. So only us, we can think about it, you can look at the rosters, only we can dream about imagining what would have happened if that happened, okay? So again, check out the website, let me know if you have any memorabilia as well. Spread the word, these are the updates, and then we're going to go from there. I know here and there's been some articles on the Pottstown Mercury, so I also thank Jeff Stover for that. And whatever, when the word is out, no word is bad word as long as it's a word. That's what I always say. So as long as people are talking about, that's good enough. And that's where we are now, that we are en routing to celebrate the 51 years since the last conquerings of the Firebirds. But if you actually do the math, about 54 years since the first snap the Firebirds played, okay? So although yes, it's been more than half a century, the memory will still be alive and is still alive, okay? So let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully you enjoy this video. Hope you guys have a good and wonderful day.